Hey, I got my 2025 Ekko back here, and I'm getting ready to do a walkthrough with a friend of mine named Chris. And just kind of want to show you all the ins and outs of it. I've had this thing for almost probably 6 to 7 weeks, something like that. And we're going to do a walkthrough, kind of a basic overview of it, and let you know kind of all about it, okay? Hey, Chris, so what kind of questions do you have on this Ekko that you have been wanting to know about storage or about the engine or anything like that?
Well, I'm curious about your transition from the Revel to this.
Yeah.
You know, I have a Travato, and I know about the size of
Yep.
them and extended stay.
Yep.
Do you really gain a lot more room with this? And I know you've gotten a lot more storage.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's an awesome.
I
From
really.
what little bit I know about them.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think this is a really nice way to go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been a good vehicle to have for me. I'm single traveler usually. This is 4 foot longer than a Revel. It's 24 foot long. It's got more capacity in terms of storage, in terms of, well, storage bins alone, but also it's got 52 gallons of fresh water, 52 gallons of gray water. You still retain your 5-gallon cassette toilet. You know, it's only wider. This is still a Sprinter chassis here, 3,500, but this is the only difference in width.
Mm-hmm.
About, what is that? What would you say, about 4 or 5 inches?
Yeah.
Either side?
And it's still inside your rear view. I mean,
Yes.
your side mirrors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you know, the funny thing you say that, when these mirrors are out, which when I drive, I can see better with these, in terms of traffic behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I can see better with a stock vehicle, stock Revel, stock Ekko. I can see better of traffic behind me with these, as big as these mirrors are, and the electronic rear view mirror that I have, than a stock Revel, because the stock Revel that I know about does not have electronic rear view mirror, and the mirrors here are much smaller, so you really can't see it out as good from my experience anyway. But let me just kind of walk you around outside first.
Do they have a detector on the side to tell you if people are on?
Well, they do. Mine does
that an
not.
option?
Mine does not. So I've got a 25 Winnebago and 23 chassis.
Okay.
The 24 chassis have a little doodad sensor right here, about the size as this, but it's right here. So basically, it's going to let you know if somebody's in your blind spot.
Oh, that's good.
So that's helpful. I just wanted to get this thing as cheap as I could, so I got an older model, and I'm pretty happy about it. But if you don't mind, let's go through these drawers
All right.
and kind of see what I've got. I see that's open there.
Oh gosh, you got that. That's a nice handy
Yeah.
tool storage.
Yeah, and right in there is your inverter.
Uh-huh.
So you can go in there and shut it off manually that way if you wanted to for whatever reason.
So I guess if you were going to park it for a while and not have it plugged in, would you want to turn that inverter off?
Probably so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much. So I use this as my kind of my utility storage area. This is my tire patch kit, 4-way lug wrench, odds and ends in that bag. It's still got plenty of room in there. And then in here is my tool bag, fire extinguisher, just a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's not huge, but it's a very good space there. Morning.
What do we got here, Brian?
Oh, that's
That's the cable.
yeah, that's your.
Oh, I like this. This external, you can
Yep.
have your little cook table.
I can have my
you
audio
got
cooker.
your cook table right here,
Yep.
and you have a plug-in, or if you
Exactly.
wanted a extra TV,
Exactly.
you could have for sports and
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Be sitting outside.
And here's my Truma. This runs off propane.
You know, I really like. I've got a.
You got that in yours.
I've got a Truma, and you know, I go over 3 months with that Truma with propane, and I don't use half a tank.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I think mine may be a 50 or 100 pound. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure, but they're very efficient, and boy,
Yeah.
they heat up almost instant.
It is instant. It really is.
Yeah. And then if you did have an issue with it, it's going to throw codes right here, and it's going to tell you that
Uh-huh.
green dot. How many, if it beeps 3 or 4 or 5
Yeah.
times, it's going to tell you what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I know nothing about those things. This is my first rig with
With Truma.
with any kind of propane like this. Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, here's your propane. I've got one tank there, one tank out here for my Howell fire pit right there, so that's handy.
Now, didn't you tell me at one point there's a...
Yep.
You've got this here, so you would need if you want to use the Howell.
Yes. So I figured out the hard way. I initially thought I was onto something. I had this tank in here. It's got a regulator right there, which is great. My theory was I was going to be able to put a 12-foot non-regulated hose from right here out to my Howell and keep the tanks in there and have my Howell out here somewhere, have a nice campfire and keep everything nice and clean.
Yeah.
But my problem is when I turned the gas on all the way, lit it up, it just had a little bit of flame, just a very little.
Because of the regulator.
So this is a low pressure type regulator for the Truma and all that stuff inside the coach. So I did not want to even think about messing with this. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to just, I could just leave this tank in here, but just get a longer hose. Yep. And just have my own regulator. Cause see here, I can make this go as high as I want to.
Yes, and you won't connect to this.
No, I won't.
You'll take this out, set it down, put your regulator with a 12-foot hose.
So this will be dedicated for my fire pit, and that's dedicated for my inside. Inside there.
Needs and propane for the
exactly.
Yeah, and then it's easy to go if you need tank fill ups.
Exactly.
And you're not having. You can go anywhere and swap out tanks.
Yep. Oh, I will tell you this really quick. So, well, it's a little dude. It's too heavy to pick up, but it is a. Let me look underneath there. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's a disc about that big around. It's a company, and it uses sonar to check your tank levels. I can get on my phone right now and tell you how full that tank is.
Oh.
And I love that feature because you always know what you've got in there and if you need to fill up or not. But here's part of one of the biggest selling points of this Ekko.
Oh boy!
Is all this stuff, all the space in here. I measured it today for somebody else that just bought one. A friend of mine that had a Rebel. She just traded literally today. It's 27 inches from right here to right here. So that'll give you an idea. She needed to know that. She was going to buy a e-bike, and she wanted to make sure that it would get in there okay and everything.
Yeah.
But you can see it's got two levels here. These are 16 inches across, each one of them. Comes with L-track all the way down there, and right there.
Well, and then you've got your door panels.
I know, exactly. This is a huge amount of space right here. I'm just using it for this for now, but I might find something more efficient, for that space.
You know, in a Travato and that, I noticed when you wanted to put them on the back door, and then you closed your door, if you had hoses or something like that, you don't have but 5 or 6 inches of space, and you're limited to how much you could hang on there. But now with this, you could hang.
I think so.
You could hang a lot if you wanted to hang a lot of stuff on there. You've got all this open space back in here.
I know, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to figuring out ways to even hang items that doesn't weigh that much. Maybe from some sort of bungee cord or some kind of, I don't know. My dad, he's got a pop top Spreco, and he puts his ladder up here because it's lightweight. It's aluminum ladder. It keeps out of the way, so you still have it's not clanging around and all that.
You could take these rings here.
Oh yeah. And put a rope on it.
How does that work?
It just clips on there.
Here.
I'll get it.
That's good. Yeah, you could have that, and you could have your. I like that idea.
Yeah, let me put this down for a second.
And then it's right because you don't need it that much, and it'd be hanging here.
I know.
And you could just
still have all that room,
out.
but you still got to have access to it. But it's there when you need it. It's also got some 2 plug-ins right there and a little pigtail there.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll bet you keep this thing. I bet this stays warm.
It is. It is. It's heated. That's huge for skiers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's looking great.
If you were skiing and you wanted to put your skis up here.
I'd want something more stable than bungee cords probably, or something more rigid. But of course, it's got a ladder. I don't have a pop top on mine. Got about 500, and I think it's 530 amps of solar. I think on top there. And right there is the rear view camera I mentioned. Love those palm trees. We're in Key West, Florida at Boyd's Campground right now. and the weather today is absolutely awesome. This whole weekend has been rainy but it's supposed to be nice for the next several days.
Now, Brian, I love this bumper, and look how you've got this bicycle rigged and locked to it.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. That is brilliant.
This door will come up, but I don't want to mess with it now because I got the bike hooked up to it. It's just a standard Reese hitch, 5,000 pound capacity with a 500-pound tongue weight, and you've got probably a 7-way there for your electrical plug-in. One of the best things about this I like is you don't have to worry about boxes back here like you do on the regular Class B vans. So you're not blocking your tail lights with anything generally. So when I brake, people are going to know. When I turn, people are going to know. You don't have to deal with all the obstructions of your tail lights and everything. So I do like that part a lot. This is just another view of the other side here. So same thing, it's just opposite sides. Still got a light there, plug in right there.
Plenty of plug-ins.
Yeah. Let me show you another exciting part of this rig. So this is called a bat wing. We'll deploy it later on for you. But this bat wing came with the rig. It's on there pretty good. And all you have to do to get it deployed is unzip it, and it kind of falls out, and you bring it around. So this thing will bring a 270-degree shade for you. Clip it on. You literally just slide it in right there, and it's done.
Okay.
It will give me shade right here where you're standing, and also over there by that sewer hookup.
Boy, and then if you want something, you've got your plug-ins right here.
Yep. So this really, I mean, I can deploy this and put it back in about probably 4 or 5 minutes, because it takes you have to tuck it back in and get it tight, because it's got a real tight, there's not a lot of fluff in here. But I do like that. If you're backed up to a beach setting, you want to have shade, there you go.
Or a lake.
Exactly. So this is something that
Does it have for the electrical plug-ins? I've noticed you've got a hose right there to come up into there. Would there by chance be a hose down in the bottom of that? Boy, that would be nice if you had that, and then you could, instead of running your electrical cord outside with this door and leaving it open, you could drop it down through there when you got your bat wing on.
Well, yeah. Let me show you this. So I've got everything hooked up here in the world that I'm not used to, the cable TV, the water line and everything. But here's your gray water. I've got another adapter on here for a garden hose. I like using that just to be able to put that in the sewer pipe here. And you've got a little hose, or your little opening here. You run your hose up through that. So all you have to do to fill this thing up full of water, I've got a 22 Revel, so I'm very used to having that set up, but this is how I do this one here. So I would bring this up and simply turn this tank fill, turn the pump off, hook this up, turn on your water, it fills up automatically by pressure, or you can just simply put it right in there and it tank fills by gravity. You just literally put a garden hose in there and it fills it up the same way. And when it's full, it just starts coming out the side here a little bit to let you know it's full. You turn your water off and you're good to go again.
Okay.
Turn the pump back on.
Where's the, is there a computer inside there that tells you when you're full?
It's just a screen, and we'll see that here in a few minutes. It's pretty slick. Here's your cable input, your portable satellite dish. This is heated right here, which is really important for winter camping. You've got a little light right there to see it dark. You have a light right here to see it dark.
Ah.
I mean, it's really pretty slick. I've not messed with the winterization part of it yet. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out. But here's, you got a shower, outdoor shower hookup, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, that's about it for that.
Very good.
And here's just your general 30 amp plug-in for your services at a campground and whatnot. Zamp solar, if you have an external solar panel, you can plug it in right there. Here's some of your exhausts for your hot water Truma. The one thing I will say, I want to show you, driving these things is great. It drives really good on the road, except for the suspension part is kind of lacking on it. My leaf springs are flat as a pancake. You can see right there. So when you hit a bump, well, not really a bump, but go over a curb or something, the whole rig kind of shakes a little bit. Even when you get inside, it kind of shakes. So that's one of my first mods I'm doing, is a Van Compass suspension lift or suspension kit on it. You want to know what's in here?
Yes. Oh, look at that.
That's my generator.
LP.
Yeah,
Huh?
I have never had a generator before, and I've used it several times just in the last couple weeks, because I got one battery here, and the battery just was not quite enough to get me through the night with the AC. Almost. So when it went out, I fired up my generator, and it took over for the AC consumption. You know, I was able to keep on going, so it worked out great.
Now, will your AC work if the generator wasn't on with your lithium system? Is there enough power with the lithium
Oh yeah.
to operate?
Oh, the AC?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's primarily what I do.
Do you have an option that if you wanted to run a diesel rather than a propane, do they offer that?
No, not that I know about.
Okay.
You can get a generator. Okay, here's the deal. You can get a generator delete on an Ekko, a brand new Ekko. You can ask to have the generator delete. Get 2 lithium batteries. Can you open up that door there for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got the one battery, and I did
Okay.
that for a reason. Grant at Freedom Van Gogh, and he's the guy to talk to about these Ekkos. He knows most everything there is about these. He is, in his opinion, it is a lot better to get the one battery system and get the generator with the Ekko, so that whenever you get this package, like I'm going to do here in a couple weeks, I'll take it to him. He's going to put another battery in for me. So then I'll have 630 amps of power, which is what I have in my Revel, which is more than enough to get me through a night with the AC going wide open. So when you do it this configuration, and this is really above my pay grade, he can tell you more about it, Grant can at Freedom Van Gogh, but he's able to maximize the inverter and all the other power components to make this charge faster and more efficiently than if you had bought 2 batteries from the get-go. And he just can't do as much with it. I can't tell you why that is. It's just that's what he told me.
Now, when you start to deplete your lithium,
Yep.
here you've got solar panels
I
up
do.
on the top.
530, I think it is, amps.
Can you? I guess your engine will
Oh yes.
recharge.
If I want something quick and easy, I can just simply crank it up. When I crank up that engine, if this battery was to go dead as a doornail, I could jump in the driver's seat and crank up the engine, and it will immediately start charging
And
that battery.
you don't have to drive the vehicle.
No,
You can sit
no.
stationary.
It's not. They say it's not really recommended, but I have done it for a long time because I had an emergency going on and I had to do it. So, but ideally what you want to do is, if your battery is, in my opinion anyway, if that battery is depleted, you crank up I'll tell you a story in a minute, but crank up the engine to get the LCD reading out inside lit, and then you fire up your generator, and then you turn off your engine on your coach.
And will the generator charge the lithium system?
Yes, that and run the AC. It does it all. As far as I know, that's what. 'Cause I had that very thing happen to me a couple days ago. 'Cause I'm in Florida now, and I've been running my AC, a lot. So anyway, so that's kind of there's a lot more to this than that, but that's kind of basic overview of what you can and can't do with this system here. And I like the fact they've got these little clips here, so you can leave these doors open to service this or whatever. Works out real good. Now let me take. This is a 5-gallon cassette toilet here. Very easy to take in and out. You just take it out, you put it right there, and you're good to go. And then you have this. Now this is something I've never used before. This is a gurgler. Water comes in right through here from the sink and the shower. It goes this way and it gets pumped up here into the gray tank. So when you take a shower, you're going to hear gurgle. It literally sounds like a gurgle, like you're gurgling with salt water. It works fine. I've not had any problem with it. you know, it's new to me, so so far so good, but I do like it a lot. It's just kind of simple. It's just sitting right there. So yeah.
So that actually pumps the sink and the shower into your gray tank?
Yep. Well, let's see. Yeah, the sink is high enough, I think, to where it automatically goes in the gray tank by gravity. This is mainly for the shower and the sink in the bathroom.
Oh.
Mainly. That's when I hear it kick on anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've got all this covered here. Standard 3500 chassis. This is all-wheel drive. And I tell you what, it's not first all-wheel drive, Chris. I can tell you right now, this thing drives really good. It is, when you get to a stop sign, it is diesel engine, of course, but when you get to a stop sign or a stop light and you need to go, you punch it, it goes. It doesn't lag at all like a standard stock Revel does. Now, the newer Revels, I think, come with 4 cylinders, so they're probably fine, but my 22 would always kind of lag, like turbo lag was a real thing. But yeah, that's kind of all I got, I think, for the outside. Let's go inside and take a look around a little bit. I'll follow you.
Oh, it feels good in here.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn this AC off so that we hear each other. So basically, all you do is touch that, and you hit cool mod off. It goes off. If you want to turn just the fan on, you hit fan low. It'll kick on the fan here in a second. There the fan goes.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy. This is inside temperature, and that's what your thermostat shows. This is your inverter controls right here. I don't really mess with this too much, except when I really have to. I don't really mess it up. Here's your solar panel. Again, I don't mess with it at all. Just shows you if it's full, if it's charging, what's going on with that.
And it's charging right now.
Yep. Yeah, we're in sunny Florida for sure. So I'm sitting here in these seats. I mean, I feel like they're pretty plush. I mean, they're definitely not, you know, high end quality, but they're good fabric, and they're pretty plush feeling. So what do you think?
I think they're fine.
It's got one seat belt holder.
That's
right
what
there,
I was
doesn't it?
looking. There's the seat belt holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, this arrangement is basically kind of how I've been using this lately, just for more availability of seating. I rotate my passenger seat and recline it. That's very comfortable to sit right there and put your feet up right here. So if I were to rotate this driver's seat chair and put my big table right there, I could fit a person there, a person there, a person here, or two, and 2 people right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for sure, no problem. Here eating dinner, playing cards, or whatever, all in this one little area, which is pretty, pretty nice to be able to bring that many people in at a gathering at a campsite and have a good time together.
Boy, I love a chair that has a hassock that I could put my feet up.
That's what I've been doing. I feel it's
like
a lot more comfortable. I do find myself sometimes, if I'm lazy, I don't want to rotate it, I'll just sit right here and put my feet right there beside where your leg is at, and just kind of do that in a pinch. And the table for that is right here. The pole is in here, and you just simply unsnap this and you pull this out, and it deploys really, really quick. No big deal at all. So let's talk about, I guess we talked about the storage up in here and the seats, so we're about halfway done. I've already showed you all this area. Let's take a look at the refrigerator. This is a 12-volt refrigerator, and as you can tell, now coming from a 22 Revel, you can tell this is, I think, twice as big. Nice size refrigerator, and it does freeze ice. I got ice right there.
Okay.
It's not huge, but it's a lot. I mean, the Revel literally had one about that tall. It's all, it doesn't freeze that great at all, I didn't think. But you've got a lot in there. You've got all these little bins. I mean, I really do like, this is a huge amount of more space than what I'm really used to. This is probably one of the biggest selling points though for me. Okay, so this thing's got kind of a unique bathroom situation going on. You got a closet there, medicine cabinet of sorts, a vent there for air conditioner, the 5-gallon toilet like I told you, and also, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a gauge right there. When it turns red, you need to be dumping that fluid because it's full. So just words of wisdom for that. Here's another pump. You can turn that on. If you forget to turn the pump on, you just put it right there and you got water. So listen to this. There's that gurgler. So it's just sucking that water up into the gray water tank right now. Comes with a mirror, but check this out. So this is how I rock this thing 90% of the time. But when I'm getting ready to take a shower, you do that. You jump inside. I've got my towel hanging right here.
Oh yeah.
You close this up, and it protects the towel from getting wet. You do your thing, and then you get out. I mean, it's just that simple. And I tell you right now, I really do like this faucet. It's usually RVs that come with these kind of steel are not that great a quality, but I find that it's got a good, it's low pressure, but it's got a good jet on it that gets you clean. It's a little bit bigger, I think, than the Revel bathroom in terms of this space right here, but I really do like it a lot. And what I like about it is I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and I can be in there, you know, and I can move around pretty good. I don't feel like I'm getting confined at all like I am in the Revel, for instance. So some people don't take a shower in their van, but I do all the time, and I find this to be pretty good. Let's see. Let's talk about the kitchen area real quick.
Yes.
Take a look at that. Now, this is aftermarket. This is made by Inhabit Design Works in Portland, Oregon. They also make these really nice mats here for your countertop, as you saw in the bathroom. They also make them for the floor covering, which I'm going to be doing that at the end of January. And this color is gravel. So the good thing about these is they can be taken out to clean. Let's see the side of that thing.
Boy, you got Damascus steel, handmade Japanese.
Yeah.
Cooking knife.
And trust me, I've cooked these a couple times now, and they are sharp as all get out. Comes with, you know, Perry knife, a butcher knife, 4 steak knives, a multi-tool. This is the 4-person deal. 4 mugs, salt and pepper, 4 knives, 4 spoons, 4 forks, 4 plates, and 4 bowls. All organized and everything. So that way, if I am missing one, I'm going to know it pretty quickly. And you still have all this room here for your other knick-knack stuff. I haven't got that really dialed in yet, but I'm still kind of working on that. Now, this is, if I'm telling you right, this is I think it's a 15 amp. I may be wrong on that. 15 amp plug-in. This one over here is a 20 amp. So if you're going to make coffee or plug in your Audi cooker, this is the one you want to use right here. Oh, while we're over here, I've got this lights, you know, light switch is no big deal. Awning deployment.
After Christmas going back, they were working really hard on it. But,
and then awning lights, of course. And then got a fair amount of storage in there. Put my Keurig in there, some soap. I bought this from Target or somewhere. Just a little slide out tray. Every little inch really counts a lot. Do you have, I mean, in your Class A, do you wish you had more space, or do you have enough?
I've got a lot of space.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I've got a lot of
40.
space.
How big is that rig? 35?
33 feet.
33 foot.
Mm-hmm. And then that little Travado, though.
Oh, I know.
The B, and I'm saying get rid of the Tiffin, get rid of the Class B, and downsize to this.
Yeah.
This is nice.
And everybody travels different, so It just depends on how you ride.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, you've got a lot of storage.
I got tons of room in there, and these are all adjustable here.
Yes. Yes.
So, and like I said, I'm only on this thing for about 6 weeks or so. I'm still kind of getting things organized and learning. You know, I'm still not figured out how to set the time on this stupid microwave yet, but I do love the microwave. It works great. It is a convection microwave, which I have not tried that out yet, but I think I will tonight when we make cookies over the campfire. Let's see, what else was there? Got a good sink here. It comes, got a little expandable top hose system there. It works really good. Let's see here. Twin beds. Let me back up here. Let me get a better view of this real quick. So this comes with a twin bed setup right here, and also 2 closets. But now this is very convertible in terms of it's got a large drawer there, both sides, and it's got all this space in there.
Even more storage.
It's got place in there to hang your clothes.
And then you got one over here too.
Oh yeah, both sides, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not even the best part. Check this out. Can you lift up this right here for me? There you go.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Let's see. Let's do the other one. Because that TV's in the way right there.
Okay.
Let me move this stuff here. Yeah, let's turn on up. There you go. Way on up there. All right, so see how much storage you have in here? I mean, it's unreal. I haven't figured out yet what I can put in here. This is only about 1 inch thick, 1 inch deep right here. You got any ideas? What you would have in your van that would fit in there?
Is it too thin for a tablet?
Oh no, the tablet would be fine. Yeah, I just use it all the time though. 'Cause I don't want to raise this bed like every day probably, but I mean I have. But this bin right here, I've been using it. I don't know if I'll keep using it or not, but that's my laundry bin right there. It's out of the way, you know, and that keeps your stuff hidden.
You could attach a little safe of some sort down in here to lock it up and bolt it down and store money or jewelry.
Yeah, we're working on I've got some other things that Kev Vance is working on, some ideas. Let me show you this other. So one more thing I want to show you is this centerpiece. Let me back up here. Does this. I'm gonna let you do that if you don't mind. I'll film you. Just put it right there in the middle and squat it down. There you go.
Oh, simple.
Yep. That makes into, you know, pretty much I'm not sure how wide this is total, but it's between a queen and a king. So the girlfriend, Sabrina, came in yesterday, and typically I sleep as a twin mode, but last night we slept like this, so it'd be more like home. And the creases here, you would kind of think that it'd be kind of annoying sleeping on that, but really I did not even notice them. Maybe I'm a sound sleeper, I don't know, but I had no problem at all with this in this mode right here. It's just good to have options, you know. And then if you want to go back to twin, you just simply do that, and then there you go. Then you got these nice steps coming down.
And you got a tray for coffee?
Oh, I know. Yeah, you got tray for, you know, your knick-knack stuff right here. So,
well, if you wanted to play backgammon.
Yep. Yeah, there's tons of things that you can do with this. You got I got my iPad set up right there. You got cable TV plug in there. Smoke detector. Now, one thing I didn't mention is kind of important. These things are vented. Air conditioning vents all in the ceiling, so when you turn on your AC, it's vented through the whole area, not just like back here like in my Revel is. The heating elements, you got one right there, not elements but heating blowers, one right there, and you got several all through the coach area. So what I'm trying to say is it's even heat, it's even AC all over the place.
How do you operate your Truma?
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to show you real quick. So all you do, so if I want to go If I want to have instant hot water for a shower, I hit that. Comfort, 120. You can adjust that if you want to.
Okay.
Hit that, and now I have hot water just like that.
Okay.
I just heard it kick on. And then turn it off if I want to. Go to hot. If it's cold outside and I want to have some heat inside the coach, turn on 70 degrees, and then there you go.
Okay.
And that little burner's lit, so I know it's coming out. And that's it. I mean, I think there's probably more to it than that, but in terms of other functions, but those are the two functions that I use all the time. And that's it. Hope you can see that in the screen here. I probably wasn't very close, but anyway, well, guys, have a good day. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go to Key West and get some lunch.
Lobster roll.
Am I buying or are you buying?
Lobster roll.
I'll buy. You've been a good sport today. Anyway, guys, have a good day.